glasses?
How did you know? I want them. I do want them.
I knew because I wanted them. But then I was
like,
like, no, I want that pair. Well, that's a great pair. No, please. Enjoy your
But
sunglasses.
you don't want to wear funky glasses for the episode? We could both be in funky glasses. We have other pairs to choose from. No.
This is your night.
This is my night.
It's your time to shine. Oh, my earrings. Oh my gosh, there was a little boy at school today that was so rude to me.
Oh, yeah?
So rude. He was like talking to me under his breath and kind of like, what are you doing or whatever, kind of mumbling. And I was like, oh, I'm working on some things for open house tomorrow. And he's like, who asked you? And then I moved around and went in my office and then like came back out and it was just like, he's like, what are you so happy about? Because I was like still kind of smiling from just being like shocked by his audacity and rudeness.
This is like minutes later. He's still...
Yeah.
Check. Oh. Can you turn up channel 3 up to the same height as the other ones? Yes. Thank you.
Got you.
Can I keep that in or no? Can I keep that in? The rude boy?
Sure. Rude boy. I was like, he was having a hard day. I don't want to drag him through the dirt too bad.
We're not saying his name. Peter. No, I don't. Yeah. Wow. Have you ever interacted with this child before?
Yeah. We see.
I feel like sometimes kids like
see him in
see
assembly,
things in a movie or something, and it's like there's a rude person, and like the adults laugh, like, "Oh, it's funny how rude that person was," and then they think like, "Okay, it's funny to be rude," which it is, but like it's hard. It's tough to navigate. Like you're doing it wrong. You're just being an asshole.
Maybe we should pivot away from this story that started about shit talking children.
I'm defending him in a way. Hey everybody, welcome back.
Hey.
My song Myth is out everywhere. Please go check it out. There's a link in the description. It's on Spotify and everything. Just Paul Brisky is the artist, and Myth is the song, and a lot more songs coming.
Nice comments only. Even though Paul does get a lot of joy reading the negative comments too.
I love them. I got another one.
Got another good one? Another good bad one?
On Instagram, someone just wrote, trash. Just that one word. Just like, trash.
Was it all capital?
No, I think it was just like proper grammar, capital T.
Okay.
Trash. Yeah, it was great.
And this doesn't hurt you.
Quite the opposite. It gives me great joy.
Does it?
Yeah, I don't know what it is. It's like the contrarian in me, the kind of like rebel in me. Like when you're like rebelling against something, people are like, "Oh, you," and like that's how it feels to me. They're like saying like, "Oh," like they're upset with me or something. Like, "Ooh," I'm like, same with like Dudeson's videos or Steve-O things. Like sometimes there would be a comment on a podcast where it's like, this Paul guy is a fucking idiot. Like he should get off the show. Like I just love it. And with the Dudesons too, people were like, who the fuck are these like 3 gay dudes? Like why are they on there? Like get them out of there. And we would see those, and like Joey and JC and I had kind of like a group chat, just like screenshotting and sending them to each other all the time, because like we all just got a huge kick out of them. Were you holding a gun or something? Or just drop? This is like The Departed.
A tiger's eye.
Gotta dilate your third eye. Oh, I do want to address something from the last week's episode. We had Lane Jaffe on, and we were talking about chemicals being released in the brain. And Lane said, like, what is it? Is that an actual chemical, like a liquid chemical? And nobody had their phone to look it up, and nobody bothered to stand up and go get their phone. So the truth is on a 1-week delay around here, but I looked it up. So when dopamine and other neurotransmitters are released in the brain, they are indeed chemical substances, but they are not in a liquid form like you might find in a bottle. Instead, they are molecules that exist in very small amounts and are released at the junctions between neurons, known as synapses. These molecules are then quickly reabsorbed or broken down after they have delivered their signal. So while dopamine is a literal chemical, It's not something it's not something that can be easily extracted like a liquid. It functions as a signal that helps to transmit information from one neuron to another, influencing various functions of the brain and body, such as mood, sleep, and motivation.
Don't I know it?
Pretty wild. So yeah, I feel like there was one other thing that we meant to look up.
I don't even know if I like the ability to look up. Maybe it's more interesting. I guess it does keep things a little more factual. Keeps it from slipping away too far into the, just full on stupidity.
Well, it's just nice sometimes to be like,
Sure.
let's just look it up, and let's learn.
It could further a conversation in a more interesting way. There's, we could educate ourselves on some of these things.
And if we're learning, probably someone out there is learning as well, And then someone's writing trash.
Yeah, I hear that.
But yeah, I don't know. That was a fun one.
Good for you. Do you think you always laughed at this from the beginning? You said you always just had the thick skin.
Yeah. Even in school, if like a bully was like picking on me, when I was like 5,
I feel like you're sensitive to me, reactive, not reactive, but like responsive, I guess.
I mean, yeah, I'm not like a sociopath or something, but when someone's like trying to pick on me, or it like emboldens me a little bit, I feel like stronger, and it's like, great. I get to, like, just by sitting here, I'm like, get to defy you. And like, just by being joyful right now, I get to sort of defeat.
Surge of spite going through the veins there.
No, not even the spite. It's just like, I think it
Motivation.
goes to a, like, not liking authority. Because when someone bullies you, they sort of think they have authority to make you feel bad about this thing. Like the guy saying trash. It's like, maybe he feels like there's a little authority over me. He's going to like hurt my feelings or something. And then I'm going to be like, oh no, this guy thinks that's good. And so I get extra joy. You can just set it on the cup. Yeah. I get extra joy I don't know. It's kind of rebellious. Like, you can be rebellious with your joy. But like, I'm not faking it or forcing it. Like, it really just, like, when I read it, I laughed out loud and loved it. And I was like, screenshotted it to post it. But then that felt kind of like spidey. So I didn't post it. Because then people are going to be like, oh, wow, fuck this asshole. And like, that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to say, like, isn't this funny? When I was a little kid, some of the older kids picked on me on the bus because I had a real mouth, Like with older kids, I would like talk shit, but eventually they were like, "Look, that's it. Like, we're gonna make you cry. Like, we're bigger than you, and like we know we can make you cry." And they like started picking on me and really laying into me. And then my mom actually went on the bus one time and was like, yelled at them, like, if my kid comes off this bus crying again, like, you're all, whatever. I don't know the exact threat. But then she kind of taught me, like, you can't let bullies defeat you. And like, when you react like that, like, they win. You're giving them everything they want. Next time, try just being like, I don't care. It's fine. Like, you take all their power away. It's about taking people's power away because they think they have power over you. They think they can talk shit and like bring you down. And you get to say, you're not in charge of me or how I feel. You have no power over me. And so I think that's like where it starts. And now at this point, it just kind of gives me a chuckle, And like, yeah, there were some comments on YouTube that were like, the beat's cool, but the lyrics really ruin it. So I don't know. I like it. Gives me joy.
I'm glad to hear.
Yeah.
You feel joyful.
I do.
Joyful? Full of joy.
Both work.
Both will be tolerated.
We'll take them. Let's Google it. No.
I thought it'd be fun to do a game of Would You Rather today.
Okay. Nice.
So.
You got one
I didn't
planned?
think of exactly. I didn't even brainstorm beyond that. I just thought, hey, that'd be fun. So we should both think of one. Okay.
Would you rather fart noodles or sneeze glitter?
I mean, glitter, people would get angry with me. Like, they'd
Glitter
get
would be
fed
everywhere.
up quick,
They'd be like, take some Claritin, bitch. Like, what are we
Like,
going to
we're
do?
finding this. You were over here 7 months ago. I'm still seeing signs you were here.
But farting the noodles, you're going to have to just kind of go to the bathroom every time and get those noodles out of your
Pull
pants.
them out. I think noodles. Pull them out
Fart the
real quick.
noodles.
You could do it.
How many noodles are you picturing when I'm saying farting noodles?
I'm thinking one at a time. Is that
I was picturing more of like a handful.
or
I mean, it's a total.
it's like a splatter of just a bowl of noodles coming out.
It's like like one fork twist full.
I think I could shit that out.
So you'd fart them. So every fart, you basically got to go to the bathroom.
Every fart.
When you
they're coming out.
fart, noodles come out. I would be opening a fucking pasta joint. Like I should start selling noodles. Yeah, would you eat the noodles? You wouldn't want to eat them.
No, you wouldn't eat the noodles.
They'd be stinky farty noodles.
Yeah, I think still the noodles.
Okay.
How
I
about
was
you?
surprised that I gotta sneeze glitter because I fart 26 times a day. I sneeze.
It would be more fun.
Once a week.
That would be more fun.
I
guess I could just do it and piss everybody off.
sneeze
See,
the
look,
glitter.
you're already prepared to piss everybody off.
I mean,
that
you go
changes
like,
my
see, this is
attitude.
an ailment, like I'm handicapped, basically. Like, don't yell at me for my disease.
Differently abled.
I'm differently abled. That's what it is now? I feel like it was something else pretty recently.
I mean, there are multiple ways to talk about it, but yeah, handicap, disabled, just is talking about what you don't have, your inabilities, where they're trying to focus on.
Differently
Positive.
abled.
Differently abled. We just have different
I have the ability to sneeze
glitter.
glitter.
Right. Okay, would you rather never be able to fly on an airplane again
Okay.
or never be able to sleep more than 2 hours a night?
Wow. So you wake up in the middle of the night.
Just up. You're up all night.
You're
You
up.
can't fucking sleep. You're up. You're up.
You get 2 hours. That's it. Everything else is just restless, laying there trying to sleep, not being able to sleep. Mm-hmm. You only get 2 hours a night. Ooh. It would slowly kill you.
Yeah, probably so.
But at least you could go to Madrid sometimes.
At least you could eat that meat.
I guess I would
That
I
hormone.
would choose the plane one. And I would just be taking boats and trains and cars, Sleep. You need sleep. You die at like 40 if you only got 2 hours of sleep a night.
That says a lot about me. That would you rather? Like, I could not give up sleep. It's obviously the planes for me.
You'd love to never fly on a plane
I'd
again.
happily take a boat. Let's go. No, actually,
Well,
I don't know.
plus,
That's intimidating too.
With the plane thing, it's like, I'd love to come visit you
But
in Argentina, but I agreed to some stupid would you rather thing, and you got to come here. So it really makes, puts the burden on your friend. Would you rather fight 100 ducks or one horse-sized duck? Fight to the death. So you got to kill all 100 ducks. Or you got to kill
one
the one
horse size. That's way more manageable than all those little.
What that one could just clob you and knock you out in one swoop. Ducks fly,
Yeah.
don't forget.
Or I could punch it in the neck and kick
How are you
it.
going to even kill it?
I don't know. Kick it and then karate chop it some other way.
Karate chop
Find a
it?
rock.
What are
I
you,
don't
Bruce
know.
Lee?
But there's probably a rock around. Hit it in the head.
Yeah, or do you get a tool? Or do you get a weapon? I don't know. I didn't really build that
Just
in.
strangle it myself. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, you'd have to get up on it and get around its neck somehow.
Do we need to also talk about you? First instinct is to kill animals whenever I talk about wildlife. It's like, can I kill that? No. What's that about?
I don't know. I think part of me wants to maybe hunt at some point in my life. But I'm also just curious about the laws, like, I don't know. If a pig, there's wild pigs in Tucson. We were hanging out in Tucson, and our friends were like, yeah, sometimes we see them coming down the street. And I was like, are you allowed to, shoot those? I don't know. I don't know why my thought is like, can you just hunt that? I mean, I guess it's because if you got wild pigs around and you can just shoot them with a bow and arrow from your front porch, like that's food, you know?
Yeah, right. Dude, there's so much to like actually treat an animal to eat.
Well, you take it to a butcher and you get it chopped up, and then you freeze it, and you got steaks. You got pork for the.
I don't like pork that much
for the year, but you don't eat meat.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know. Something feels good about hunting your own food, you know.
Yeah,
I would like to get to a point where
foraging my own food. I just have never.
Yeah.
Hunted.
Sure. But again, you don't eat meat, so it would be kind of weird for you to hunt because you'd just be killing for sport.
If I probably, I don't know, I'd be more likely to eat it if I killed it. But I don't have that desire to kill anything. I don't even kill spiders, or I hate spiders.
I kill spiders.
I don't like to kill things.
I feel like if you're eating it, do you have any moral issue with people eating meat, killing and hunting?
Yeah. Yeah, I do.
Do you think it's worse to hunt it and eat it or to buy it at the store and eat it?
It depends. I mean, you've seen like pictures of hunters that do it just for the trophy and like.
Oh, but they're not eating it then.
Well, right, but like I I feel like it's kind of dependent upon the circumstances. Like, are you just being wasteful? Are you being considerate? Or, I don't know. It seems heartbreaking to me. I can't imagine tracking wildlife and then instead of just enjoying the beauty and splendor, like deciding to kill it. It doesn't.
But do you think it's worse to kill a cow and eat it, or is it worse to buy a steak at the store and eat it?
I don't think either one's worse
than
the other.
Cow's
it's the
dead.
same act. You're still contributing to an animal's death because you chose to purchase an animal product.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's kind of the same.
Okay.
You kind of get a little more credit for doing the hunting yourself, I think. If anything.
A little more credit, yeah. I agree. It's a little more admirable.
You're at least connected to it. You're grateful. I mean, we've talked about this before, but that show alone, so often as those people get so deeply, like, so hungry and deprived of food and nutrients, they are always, like, emotional and cry when they hunt and, like, capture something.
Yeah.
So in some ways, like, it is better to be connected by doing it yourself.
Yeah.
And I feel like you savor your food more. You're like thinking about what you're eating way more when you have to do it all yourself, when you have to like produce all those calories to consume.
Mm-hmm. Plus you're killing something in the wild. So this thing's just having a wild life, and then it's just over in a snap, usually, if you shoot him right. Versus like a steak at the store, like this cow was born in a factory, farm type of situation. Probably not as good of a life.
Definitely not as good of a life.
So which life is better to end? You're going to end the factory life, the one with the shitty life, or you're going to, this wild animal's having a great fucking life, one of the few rare wild animals still out there, you're going to end their life.
Yeah, I guess in that way, that's a good point.
I don't know. I don't know what's worse, honestly.
Put one of those out of its misery.
What I don't like
really
is
argue with that.
Catch and release fishing. That's trophy hunting. I mean, you don't kill it, so I guess it's not quite trophy hunting, but it's only mean. You're not eating it, so there's no nourishment, no point, like no purpose other than fucking hooking a piece of metal through an animal, hoisting it out of the water.
Talk to your brother-in-law. He's a big catch and release guy.
He should start eating this shit. I mean,
he
it's
does
cool.
sometimes. I think that's the point, though. You can't always eat what you catch. There's laws that protect certain fish or certain things. If you catch something that you're not supposed to, you throw it back. Otherwise you take that home and fry it up.
I think a lot of people go out fishing with no intention to catch anything to eat. The whole game is to catch something, rip the hook out of his fucking mouth and throw it back in the ocean.
Yeah, that one's a hard one. It's fun to sit around a lake and fish, I get the instinct. It's definitely nice bonding time outdoors. Like, what's not to love except, that
but if you're not going to eat it,
fuck that fish's day right up.
You're just a dick.
Well, I mean, it's no good for that fish. Poor guy.
Mitch Hedberg has a joke. He's like, People catch the fish, they throw it back. They don't want to eat the fish, but they do want to make it late for something.
Okay. Would you rather have to live in a bunker for 5 years
Okay.
or live in a bubble and can't be touched for 30 years?
Sorry. Live in a bubble.
Like a bubble boy.
I'm in society.
You can be in society.
I still get to see people.
Can't touch people, but you can see them. You can roll into rooms. You're different.
Okay, bubble boy.
Bubble boy.
For 30 years.
Yeah.
Or be alone in a bunker for 5 years.
Yeah.
Bunker.
Bunker life.
Like,
bunker down.
I'd bunker down. I'd probably have a great time in a bunker.
For 5 years.
I'd miss people. I'd miss you deeply.
Thank you for saying that.
And then after that first week, I'd be just having the best time.
I
would just like smoke weed and make music like the whole time.
Never
and, like,
see sunlight.
Watch movies. I'd watch every movie, every TV show. I have like stuff like that. I got like movie. I got Netflix.
You got shit. You got puzzles.
I got the internet. Do I stay? Like, do I know what's going on?
I'm feeling generous. You got the internet.
Oh, come on. It's a breeze.
Okay, say you didn't. Would you?
No
How
internet?
much does that change things? Yeah.
So, do I have movies and TV? Can I binge like a TV show? Okay, even take out the movies. I'm still taking that bunker.
Okay.
If I have a computer, I can make music. Weed.
Two very essential things.
And
that's also my top priority. And then
some books?
food, I suppose. Yeah, books.
Yeah, right. I mean, assuming all like food is provided, food and water. You got a place you can shit. You got a hot shower in the bunker?
I don't know. I haven't decided about that one. It doesn't feel like you would have a shower.
No shower.
You got a shower?
If I'm building a bunker, there's a shower.
You put indoor plumbing in there, but who's running? How do you get water? Water's turned off.
Why is water turned off?
I don't know. What's your water supply?
The pipes.
From the city?
Yeah.
The city's gone.
The city's not gone, though. I'm only down here for 5 years. I'm not down here for...
Well, I say the city's gone. They're not sending resources.
There's no running water. What am I going to drink?
I don't know.
Does the bubble boy get water?
You have rations, but...
Rations.
You got rations. Like enough food supply calculated on paper for you to survive, you know?
Okay, can't splurge.
Can't overindulge night with those munchies. You can't do too much.
I'd still take the bunker,
I think I would too.
The bubble's kind of... What does the bubble boy
Bubble's
get?
above ground, which
what
is
does the bubble boy get? Showers? Hot showers?
I don't think he comes out of the bubble, no. No showers either. This is a stinky, dry, dirty world I'm
after
creating.
30 years, they finally open up that bottle. It's just like just letting out all the farts, all the fart noodles just spilling out.
Yeah, I really do retract what I said about the fart noodles and want to go back on that. Glitter nose would be way better. I'd be a party. I'd be a human party walking through.
Yeah, people would be like tickling your nose like, Happy New Year.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I played that one wrong. Okay, you got any more for me?
Not to be such a man of the future, but let's ask ChatGPT for some good would you rathers.
Okay.
All right. Would you rather be able to speak all foreign languages or be able to speak to all animals?
Ooh. Damn.
Wow.
So animals, I think it'd be animals.
I would take animals too.
Eliza Thornberry, me up. Sign me up.
For sure.
Because you'd have a lot more responsibility if you could speak all of the languages, right? You'd have to permanently be like a peacekeeper and navigate and be like, I can bridge this gap. Let me explain. And it would be a lot of work.
You'd be the only person alive who can talk to animals. Everyone would be asking you what their animal is saying. If you spoke every language, it's like, all right, like the French guy, he knows English. Like there's apps for it. You're the only thing on the planet that can talk to all the animals.
I didn't think of it that way.
So you would want to tell no one.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I don't know. Or do you try to get rich off of it? I'd probably get rich off of it. But yeah, wow. Talking to animals would be cool. All right. Would you rather lose your ability to read or lose your ability to speak? Read. What do you need to read for?
Reading does come in handy, but yeah, I think I would need to speak more.
Speech feels more important. Would you rather have an unlimited gift certificate to a restaurant or to a clothing store?
That's so, I mean, that really depends on
What
which
kind of clothes, what
restaurant,
kind of
and
restaurant?
which kind of clothes we're
Yeah.
talking, you
Is
know?
it a sushi restaurant? Then yeah.
Yeah, is it like, man,
Is it
my
Union?
is it Thule's Cafe? Do I get corn pancakes all day?
Right.
Like,
Do they have coffee?
tacos?
Can I
Are
come
there
there in the
tacos
morning?
there, or what's happening? Paint the picture. How
Yeah.
many forms of potato can I get in this one place? You know, I need
they
to
cater?
know. Yeah. Do they deliver? Talk to me. No.
What if it was a grocery store? Unlimited gift card to a grocery store, like a Whole Foods or Trader Joe's, or unlimited, like, clothes that you
Yeah,
would
it'd
want
be
to
a
wear.
grocery store for me.
The grocery store.
So helpful. Lose that expense? Yes, please.
Would you rather travel back in time or forward in time? That is tough.
That is hard. My first instinct was back, but then forward seems somehow more exciting, doesn't it? There's
Endless
unknown
possibilities.
in both, but it's more unknown in the future, which is, I think, enticing.
Yeah. I mean, if you go forward, okay, let's assume you have to live out the rest of your life in wherever you go.
Okay.
So if you go forward, it's going to be hard for you because you have to adapt. You'll probably be like a homeless person, you know, because like you don't know the technology, you don't even know maybe the language. Like back in time, though, maybe you don't know the language either. But not to always just quote comedians, but Nate Bargatze has a really funny joke because he's talking about how he's like kind of dumb. He's like, I don't really know much about technology. Like, I don't know. Like, it works, but I don't know how it works. You know, like, he's like, if I went back in time, I don't even think I'd be able to convince them that I'm from the future. Which, like, how would you, though? If you went back in time 2,000 years, you're talking to Cleopatra, and you're like, I'm from the
sanitation,
future.
maybe. I'd be like, listen, I can tell you how to stop losing patience in the operation. Like,
What? Wash your hands?
make soap.
You
Yeah,
know how
wash
to make
hands.
soap?
I could figure it out.
So you'd
I could
invent
figure
soap.
it. I'd invent soap.
Yeah, like penicillin. I'm not inventing. I would say like, okay, watch someone around here is making penicillin. Like, watch for that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
No, I know what you mean. That is really
You could
intimidating.
maybe predict
I
a
don't know
historical
if I know
thing.
how to make soap.
You could predict a historical event.
Sure.
And prove it that way.
But I'm not that confident on my history.
Yeah, you're like, I think,
I'm
I think
pretty
you guys are gonna get
sure-
assassinated,
I'm
but I
pretty
don't
sure
know.
you don't come out on top on this one, but I could be wrong.
Huh.
You know? So that would be
Where
tricky
would you go?
too.
What would you want to see in the past?
In the
If you had to
past?
go to the past.
I think I would just go to like Ireland a long time ago.
Just peaceful time.
Peaceful time, simple time in a village.
Okay, how about this? Back in time to meet your ancestors, or
Mm-hmm.
forward in time to meet your descendants?
Oh, that is natural expansion. Let's see. I
Let's call it 500 years, either
Wow.
direction.
think I'd go forward
Wow.
because, yeah, still have some reference points of the past, but the forward would be a trip.
It would. And you'd be like, I'm your great, 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 great grandma,
Mm-hmm.
Christine. And they'd be like, bloop, 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 bloop. Like, I don't even know what they would be like. Could you even talk? Do they speak English? Probably English is still around in 500 years.
Yeah.
So, okay,
is.
but forgetting the ancestors thing, just if you could go anywhere back in time, you'd go back to Ireland in what, like the 1200s or something, like medieval times.
Yeah.
Would you want to see anything, or you just want to like live? You don't want to see like history. You just want to live.
Place. Yep.
Nice. Huh.
This is simple.
We talk so much about
Tech-free
moving
life.
to the desert, and you're telling me that you like green.
I do. That is the hardest thing about living in the desert.
You don't get that lush greenness.
You get the blue skies that are like all consuming, and that's really beautiful. And then
Yeah.
a lot of the landscape feels like red, you know?
Yeah.
The U of A, all the brick is red, all the landscape. It's not
Right.
like super iron rich and red, but it's dusty and red.
I mean, even living in California, when you see the photos of like our friends back home in Chicago, and you're like, oh my, it's so lush, so green. Like,
Yeah,
it does
it's
look
way different.
pretty beautiful. Well, maybe we'll end up there someday.
Who knows
In
where
the
we'll
lush
end
green.
up. We're a little unpredictable, I find.
Yeah, we can't even predict ourselves.
We have no idea what we're going to do next.
Okay, let's see what other would you rathers. These are good ones. By the way, I would go back. I think ancient Greece, like 350 BC, Aristotle shit. Just like living in. But I would just kind of want to live. There's no like event I want to see or battle. I mean, I don't know. It's tough. Like the Battle of Thermopylae, like the 300 versus the Spartans, like to just like stand on top of that cliff and just like, holy fuck. And just watch these 300 Spartans just get murdered.
You're
That'd be cool,
really,
huh?
really into
No, I mean,
murder, I'm realizing.
I'm just saying, like, to see,
What?
or like to like meet Jesus when he existed and be like, just to actually see what actually happened. You know, like, I mean, that would be, because here we are 2,000 years later, we still talk about him, whether we believe it all or not. You know, it's like to see what it actually was. Like, I would want answers.
Yeah, it'd be
you
cool
know,
to lay eyes on Cleopatra and Julius Caesar.
that'd be sick.
Some of those legends. Yeah, it would be wild.
Yeah, it'd be pretty sick. Okay. Would you rather give up social media or eat the same dinner for the rest of your life? I would love to give up social media. Happily.
Yeah, I think I'd have to give up social media.
Would you rather live in a houseboat or an RV for the rest of your life?
Ooh. Man.
Let's imagine it's kind of a nice one. Not a 100-foot yacht, but like a decent
That's not your average houseboat.
houseboat. Decent.
Probably the RV.
I'll take the boat. See ya.
Although our family had a houseboat for some time, and it was really cool.
The boat is cool because like park that. Well,
It was like, it's fun. You wake up to hearing like seals in the morning, and you're kind of just rocked awake, but it's loud, But it's fun. I loved being at the docks and the marina. It is a good life.
where would you park it?
I mean, we were parked in San Diego, and that was pretty nice back then. I could be back there,
Yeah.
but man, you could park it anywhere. I would probably park it in Portugal. Maybe not though. I've seen those waves. Maybe we'll go inland. We'll go to like Spain,
A Spanish.
Spanish
Lake.
seaport.
That would be sick.
Where would you park it?
Like the Mediterranean somewhere, or
It's a good spot.
yeah, south of France, Spain, Italy, something like that.
It'd be cool to see those waves in our lifetime.
See
The
those
ones
waves?
off the coast of Portugal that are like 100 feet all the time,
where
and
they
those
do
pro
the big-
surfers go do that
yeah,
competition.
the big wave surfing.
So wild.
Okay, I'm gonna ask for like weirder ones.
Let's get weirder with it. I remember once our friend Jeff said, I think it was Jeff, he said, would you rather have nipples for eyes? And then like could never think of the second option.
Or
'cause
eyes
it
for
was-
nipples.
He's just too weirded out. Yeah. Nipples for eyes or eyes for nipples?
Nipples for eyes. Huh. Well, if you had nipples for eyes,
Would they still see?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Um,
Okay.
All right. I asked for weirder ones.
What'd you get?
Would you rather have fingers as long as your legs or legs as long as your fingers? Ooh. So basically no legs or
You're either a
4
crab
feet
or
long
you're...
fingers.
Yeah.
I would do the no legs. What can I do with these fingers? No legs, I'll get a wheelchair. I'll be fine.
Yeah, I guess so. Bye-bye, legs. Love ya.
Would you rather always smell like garlic or always smell like onions? Garlic.
Garlic.
I smell like I work in an Italian restaurant.
I saw some study the other day that said that men that eat excessive garlic are like in a blind smell test offer like more pheromones and stuff. Like women find them more attractive
Garlic?
just by their smell.
Huh.
Which,
I
who
mean, people
thought? Like
love
people,
garlic.
everyone's like, oh, I have garlic breath. They say it like a bad thing, and
Right.
this study was suggesting that it's actually the opposite, which is interesting.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. What is that? Yeah, if you smell like garlic, it's like bad. But if someone goes like, God, what is cooking? That smells so good. Probably someone just threw garlic in like a frying pan. Like that's usually what
It
is
is
that smell,
interesting.
you know?
It's like the same as hair. Hair is fine on your head. It's not disgusting, and then you find it on
As soon
your
as it's off the head, yeah.
counter,
Or onions.
and you're just like, what the?
Onions, like fried onions, like they smell so good.
So
You know, when you
good.
walk by like street meat and they're like a street meat vendor and they got those onions grilling, you're
So
like, oh,
great.
fuck. But yeah, not on the body. Would you rather only be able to whisper or only be able to shout?
Only be able to whisper. I'm a
Same.
soft talker now, as I shout and yell. I'm a soft talker now. I can only whisper.
Would you rather wear a clown wig every day or clown shoes?
Clown. I don't know. Probably the wig. I'm too clumsy for big old shoes like that.
Yeah, I guess the wig too. I mean, the shoes would just get in the way. But the wig would be itchy and annoying, you know?
Yeah. Maybe it could be good. Maybe it's better. Maybe it's not a shitty wig.
It'd be memorable.
There can be real nice ones, I hear.
For the clowns.
Okay.
All right.
Well, now
Okay.
that we know everything we would and would rather do, would and would rather not do, we can be done.
We could be done. You know, one more thing I was thinking, like, we talk about like murdering animals and stuff.
We did, yeah.
Hunting.
I'm so glad you're going back to this topic again.
And people talk about like, you know, you're closer to nature, like everything else like kills their food and eats it. But like, you're still very removed, like you're shooting it with a gun. Everything else kills things with their mouth. Every animal kills their food with their fucking mouth. Like, can you imagine getting up on a squirrel and having to kill it by biting it in the neck and just like, and it's like, you know, like fighting, trying to get out in your mouth? Anyway.
Yeah, that would not be my favorite thing.
Me neither. Well,
Well, I'm glad to hear you say that, Paul. I think that's good to know. Appreciate that.
Yeah, I feel like we raised some
confirmation.
concerns in this episode.
I feel like my concerns have been answered for now.
You ever do this in high school? It's a classic.
No, and I never saw you do it either. But
I used to do that with like in like English class, just like.
what a bunch of
You know, if you're
knuckleheads.
smoking weed, you can do that, and it's like it's a bubbler.
Smoking weed. What do you mean?
Like when a pipe is a bubbler, that means it goes through like
Water
water like
chamber.
that, a water chamber. But if the pipe doesn't have the bubbler, you put water in your mouth and smoke it through. Your mouth becomes the bubbler. Used to do that with. I won't name people. Some people.
Too late.
With some people. Cut it out. Cut it out. All right. Anyway,
Anyways,
this was fun.
good job.
Thank you. You too. The Would You Rathers was a good idea.
Maybe we'll do it again sometime.
Indeed. Good
Till
night,
next
everybody.
time. Yeah.